This is the second in our series of demonstration problems revolving around inventory. This particular problem will discuss counting inventory using the periodic method, and then we will account for that inventory using first in, first out, last in, first out, and average cost. Here we see the problem. DZ Golf Cart Sales uses the periodic inventory method of counting inventory. The table below lists the various golf cart models, beginning inventory amounts, purchases, and ending inventory amounts for each model. And our job is to calculate the ending inventory value, first doing it FIFO, then LIFO, and then finally average cost. Here we see that chart. We see we have 6 different models of golf carts: the E-Z-GO 2, the E-Z-GO 4, the Yaki 2, the Yaki 4, the CC Electric, and the CC Gas. Our beginning inventory of each of these is shown here. The per unit cost for those is shown here. And then we see a series over the time of 3 purchases and the amounts that we purchased for each of those. And then finally, an ending inventory quantity. This information down here below will be used in the average cost method. It's something I've set up ahead of time to demonstrate that. But for now, what we need to do is calculate ending inventory values for each of these models, first using FIFO. And here we've set up our template. Here are the models listed. Here are the quantities and the cost of each of those units and a total cost for that. And so what we see here in the problem is that our ending inventory for the E-Z-GO 2 is 4. And since we are calculating this using FIFO, that means first in, first out. The first ones that were in were sold. So the ones that remain in our inventory are the last ones that we purchased. And so here we see we have 2 that we bought for $16.50 and then 4 at $1,600. So our ending inventory is going to be made up of 2 of these and 2 of these. So if I go to my template, 2 at $16.50 and 2 at $1,600, and then my total cost for those is $1,650 times 2. We'll build a little simple formula to do that, equals this times this, and then we can simply copy that formula down as we need it. We'll need it for all of these. Our next one, our E-Z-GO 4, we see that here is our total inventory. Our ending inventory is made up of 2 units, and so those would be the last 2 units that we purchased because we've sold the first units that we've purchased. And so our ending inventory is made up of these 2 units right here, 2 at $17.50. So on our template, we just put 2 at $17.50, and that total value is $3,500. We go to our Yaki 2, and we see right here that we started with 5, we bought 4, we bought 3 more, we bought 3 more, and now in inventory after a physical count we have 4 units. Well, these first ones have been sold, so the ones that remain in inventory are 3 at $1,300, and then we need 1 of these, 1 at $1,250. So we have 3 at $1,300 and 1 at $1,250. Next, our Yaki 4 model is right here. We started with 2, bought 3, bought 4 more, bought 4 more, and our inventory is made up of 5 units. Well, these have been sold. The first ones we bought have been sold, and so our inventory consists of these 4 at $1,400 and 1 of these at $1,325. So we'll have 4 at $1,400 and 1 at $1,325. And then our next model is our CC Electric, and if we look here, we have this information. Our ending inventory is made up of 6 units. We started with 1, then we bought 5 more, then 2 more, then 3 more, and these have been sold. What's left in inventory are these 3, and these 2, that's 5, and 1 of these. So 3 at 1900. And then 2 at 1875 and 1 at 1850. And then we have finally our CC gas model, which is right here. And we have 3 left in inventory. We started with 3, then we bought 4 more, then 2 more, then 1 more. And so these have been sold, and our inventory remains made up of these 1 at 2000 and 2 at 1950. All right, so we have 1 at 2000 and 2 at 1950. So we have now valued our inventory that we have remaining for each of the models, and to get our total value of our inventory, we just build another formula, sum these numbers, and our total ending inventory value under the FIFO method is $39,275. Now we move on to redoing exactly the same thing, only valuing our inventory using the LIFO method. And if we start with our EasyGo 2, we see here, now we're in LIFO, which means the last units we bought are the first ones to assume to be sold. So our inventory is going to be made up of the first units that we had or purchased. And so our number is 4, and we're going to start here and work this way. We have 3 at 1500, and we need 1 more to get to 4, so we have 1 at 1550. So 3 at 1500 and 1 at 1550. And again, we'll use our formula here. To get our numbers. Our EasyGo 4, right here, our ending inventory was 2. And again, last in, first out means we assume we sell these first. And so our inventory is made up of 1 of these and 1 of these. So 1 at 1600 and 1 at 1650. And we move on to our next one, which is our Yaki 2. And our Yaki 2 is right here. Our inventory is made up of 4. And again, with LIFO, these have all been sold. So we see that our ending inventory will be consisted of 4 of these at 1200. Now our Yaki 4 is right here. We have 5 left, and so we'll start here and work this way. We're going to have these 2 at 1250 and these 3 at 1275. And then our CC Electric model is right here. CC Electric, we have 6 left in inventory. We have 1 here at 1820 and 5 here at 1850, and that's going to equal our 6. So 1 at 1820, 5 at 1850. So 1, 1820, 5, 1850. And then finally our CC gas model. The problem is right here. There's 3 left in inventory, and we had 3 to begin with. We'll assume all these were sold under the last in, first out rules. And here's what's remaining. 3 at 1875. And so our ending inventory value is to add all these numbers up. And we'll do that with a formula. It's 37,120. So if we just look quickly at our ending inventory value, FIFO versus LIFO. FIFO, the value is $39,275. That would make sense that it's higher than $37,120 because the ones left in inventory under the FIFO method are the ones that we most recently purchased, which were the most expensive ones. And the ones left in inventory under our LIFO method are the ones that we purchased first, which were the cheaper models. Now, our average cost calculation. We're going to go back here. There's a way that we need to calculate the average cost, and that is we need to take our total inventory cost at each purchase. So we'll start with a demonstration of the E-Z-GO 2. We started with 3 at $1,500, and I've transferred that information down here. Here's our E-Z-GO 2. Here's the 3 at $1,500 for a total cost of $4,500. Then we bought 2 at $1,550. That's transferred down here for a total cost of $3,100. Then we bought 4 at $1,600. That's shown here, 4 at $1,600 for a total of $6,400. And then finally we bought 2 more at $1,650, and that's shown here, 2 at $1,650 for a total of $3,300. And to find the average cost of our inventory, we add up all of the total cost of our inventory that we purchased at different times. $4,500 plus $31 plus $64 plus $33 is $17,300. And we add up the total quantity that we had available for sale, which was 3 in beginning inventory plus 2 more purchases, plus 4 more purchased, plus 2 more purchased. That was a total of 11. And then to get our average cost of our inventory, we take our total cost divided by the number we had available, and that comes up with our average cost per unit, which in our case is $1572.73. So in our template, we put in our unit cost, $1572.73. And our total cost is just our quantity left in inventory times our average cost, which is $62.90.62. And we repeat that process for each of our models. So here in the problem, we have our E-Z-GO 4. I've transferred this information down to here. I've added up my total cost. I've added up my total units available, did the math, and it's $1681.25. So I transfer that here, $1681.25. Okay, and then I take that simply by the 2 that are left in inventory to get my total ending inventory value for the E-Z-GO 4s of $3362.50. And again, I repeat the process for my Yaki 2. And right here, I've transferred my information down here. My average cost is $1236.67. So $1236.67 times the 4 units still in inventory gives me a total value of $4946.68. My Yaki 4s, I've done the calculation here. My average cost, $1325. And so I put in $1325 here. 5 times $1325 gives me an ending inventory value of $6625. I've got 6 CC Electrics left. And if I go calculate my average cost for that, it's $1865.45. $1865.45. My total inventory value for the 6 carts I have then is $11,192.70. And then finally for my CC gas, I've calculated my average cost to be $1912.50. And I transfer that in there. 3 times $1912.50 is $5737.50. And so then my total inventory value is simply to add these up. And so if I build the formula, my total inventory value is $38,155.30. And if I look at where that falls between my LIFO and my FIFO, it's right in the middle of those. My highest inventory ending value is under FIFO, it's $39,275. My lowest is under LIFO, which is $37,120. And my average cost is between those two, $38,155.30. 30. I hope you found this beneficial in helping you with your assignments. And as always, if you need any help, don't hesitate to call.